Oyo Empire vs Sokoto Caliphate, who ruled more? For centuries, two African giants stood tall, one, the mighty Oyo Empire of the Yoruba, and the other, the Sokoto Caliphate of the Hausa-Fulani. Both carved their names into history with sweeping conquests, dazzling cultures, and political power that stretched beyond their borders. But when it comes to dominance, wealth, and legacy, which one truly ruled more? Let's journey back through time and unravel the epic tale of these two African superpowers. Chapter 1: The Rise of Oyo, a Kingdom of Cavalry and Trade. Long before the Sokoto Caliphate rose to power, the Oyo Empire had already carved a vast territory across West Africa. By the 15th century, Oyo emerged as a formidable force, with its capital. What set Oyo apart was its mastery of cavalry warfare. The empire's elite horsemen, drawn from its northern provinces, crushed rebellions and expanded its influence far and wide, but Oyo wasn't just a military power. It thrived as a hub of trade, connecting the Atlantic coast with the interior. Through the port of Porto Novo, Oyo merchants traded kola nuts, ivory, and enslaved people with European traders. Internally, a sophisticated political structure, led by the Alefin and a council of nobles, kept the empire balanced, though not without its power struggles. At its height, Oyo's authority stretched from present-day southwestern Nigeria to parts of Benin and Togo. Its influence over smaller kingdoms, like the Dahomey, showcased its ability to control through both military might and diplomacy. Oyo's rise wasn't just about conquest, it was about creating a system where trade, culture, and military power intertwined seamlessly. Chapter 2: Sokoto's Lightning Rise, a caliphate built on faith and war. While Oyo flourished in the south, the north witnessed the birth of a different kind of empire. In 1804, Usman Dan Fodio, a Fulani scholar and preacher, launched a jihad against the corrupt Hausa kingdoms. What began as a religious movement quickly turned into a political revolution. The Sokoto Caliphate was born, an empire not just of swords but of faith. Sokoto's strength lay in its ability to unite diverse communities under a common Islamic identity. Its leaders, called amirs, were appointed in conquered territories, where they spread Islamic law and scholarship. Sokoto's military was fierce and mobile, its warriors skilled in cavalry tactics and guerrilla warfare. Within a few decades, the caliphate stretched from northern Nigeria to parts of Niger, Cameroon, and beyond. Economically, Sokoto controlled vital trade routes across the Sahel. Its markets buzzed with textiles, salt, grains, and enslaved people. Unlike Oyo's coastal trade, Sokoto dominated the trans-Saharan trade, linking West Africa to North Africa and the Middle East. At its peak, Sokoto was arguably the largest empire in West Africa in terms of landmass, with over 30 vassal states paying tribute to the Caliph. Chapter 3: Clash of Systems, who really had more power? Comparing Oyo and Sokoto isn't just about size, it's about the nature of their rule. Oyo's power was built on a balance of military strength and commerce. The Alefin relied on powerful provincial chiefs, who could both support and challenge his authority. When managed well, this system created a flexible but stable government. But when cracks appeared, like disputes over succession or heavy taxation, rebellions could shake the empire's foundations. Sokoto, in contrast, was a theocracy. Authority flowed from religious legitimacy. Usman Dan Fodio and his successors wielded both political and spiritual power, uniting diverse groups under a common cause. This ideological glue gave Sokoto remarkable resilience, even when faced with revolts or rival amirs. However, this model also led to heavy dependence on religious leadership. When cracks appeared, like succession crises or external pressures, the unity could fracture quickly. While Oyo thrived for centuries before its decline, Sokoto rose rapidly and expanded even faster. By sheer land area and number of vassal states, Sokoto likely ruled more in terms of geography. But Oyo's influence over trade, culture, and diplomacy beat Sokoto. Chapter 4: Decline and Fall, the Sunset of Two Giants. No empire lasts forever. Oyo's decline began in the late 18th century. Internal disputes, combined with the rising power of the Dahomey and Ilorin, chipped away at its dominance. The final blow came when Ilorin, once an Oyo vassal, broke away with the help of Fulani forces, turning against its former overlords. Oyo's once mighty cavalry could not withstand the new alliances and firearms wielded by its enemies. By the early 19th century, Oyo had crumbled into a shadow of its former self. Meanwhile, Sokoto's expansion reached its zenith in the mid-19th century. But cracks appeared. European colonizers, especially the British, began pressing in from the south. Internal rivalries among emirs weakened the unity of the caliphate. When British forces launched their campaigns in the early 1900s, Sokoto's once feared cavalry and warriors were no match for modern weaponry. In 1903, the caliphate fell, its territories absorbed into colonial Nigeria. Chapter 5: Legacy: Who ruled more? So, who ruled more? If we count sheer landmass and number of vassals, Sokoto might take the crown. At its peak, it covered a vast area, uniting a tapestry of cultures under Islamic law. But Oyo's legacy wasn't just about borders, it was about influence. Its trade networks, art, and political structures shaped Yoruba culture in ways that echo to this day. Oyo cities like Oyo, with their grand palaces and bustling markets, left a cultural blueprint. Sokoto scholarship centers, like those in Kano and Katsina, kept Islamic learning alive, influencing West Africa's intellectual life long after the empire's fall. In the end, both empires ruled in their own ways, Oyo with trade and diplomacy, Sokoto with faith and law. Their stories are not just about conquest but about identity, resilience, and the enduring legacies of two African superpowers. Thanks for watching. Please kindly like, share and subscribe. We need your subscription.